At the turn of the millennium, he was the biggest selling solo artist in American history. He'd torn down the walls between country and pop, and his concerts were the stuff of legend. Then at the absolute height of his fame, Garth Brooks just walked away. On October 26, 2000, Garth Brooks held a press conference and officially announced he was retiring. Now, to a lot of people, it felt like it came out of nowhere. He was on top of the world, with 9 diamond-certified albums and a record-breaking tour. The news was a shock, and it felt like a lot of fans were asking one simple question: why? The official reason, the one Brooks gave everyone, was his family. He and his college sweetheart, Sandy Mall, had been married since 1986, and they had 3 young daughters, Taylor, August, and Allie. But by the late 90s, the marriage was falling apart. They'd actually separated in March of 99, more than a year before he made the public announcement. His career was a runaway train. In the A&E documentary, Garth Brooks, The Road I'm On, his ex-wife Sandy put it plainly. She said, "People constantly wanting your attention and yanking and pulling on him. He'd be gone 8 to 10 weeks at a time. He'd come home and there would be #1 parties or shows or CMAs or ACMs, American Music Awards. So it was constantly going. We both grew apart really quickly." Garth himself admitted that he wasn't there. He was a superstar, but he was missing out on being a dad. In a televised interview with Katie Couric, he talked about a moment with his oldest daughter, Taylor. He recalled her saying, "I know you're a dad and I know you're a singer, but could you be a dad all the time and not a singer anymore?" That was a gut punch. He realized he was trying to be 2 people, and it wasn't working. The family was breaking, and he felt he had to choose. So, he did. He announced his retirement the same day he and Sandy filed for divorce. He told the world he would not tour or record new music until his youngest daughter, Allie, graduated from high school. He was done. But there were other things going on in the background. In 1999, just before the retirement talks started, Brooks had launched one of the most bizarre and misunderstood projects in music history, Chris Gaines. Brooks created a fictional rock star alter ego, complete with a detailed backstory, a VH1 Behind the Music mockumentary, and a pre-soundtrack album titled Garth Brooks in the Life of Chris Gaines. The album was supposed to build hype for a movie called The Lamb that would star Brooks as Gaines. The music was a departure, moody, alternative pop rock. The lead single, Lost in You, was actually a top 5 pop hit, his only one. But for his core country audience, it was just confusing. They didn't get it. Was this a joke? Had he lost his mind? The album sold over 2 million copies, which is a success for most artists. But for Garth Brooks, it was a commercial disappointment. The movie never got made, and the whole Chris Gaines experiment quietly faded away, leaving many to wonder if the lukewarm reception had soured him on the industry. And then there was Trisha Yearwood. They met in 1987, before either of them were famous, and they sang a demo together. Brooks later told Ellen DeGeneres that when he met her, he had the feeling, like when you just met your wife. But they were both married to other people. They became good friends and collaborators, and you could see the chemistry whenever they performed together. After his separation from Sandy and her divorce from her second husband, the door was open. They started dating, and it became clear this was the real deal. They married in 2005, so when he retired, he wasn't just stepping back to be a father. He was stepping into a new life with Trisha and his daughters in Oklahoma, away from the chaos of Nashville and the road. For the next decade, Garth Brooks was, for the most part, just a dad. He drove his daughters to school, went to their soccer games, and packed their lunches. He effectively disappeared from the public eye. Fans who had bought the tickets and the albums felt a huge void, but many also respected the decision. They understood that he was putting his family first, something his music had always celebrated. He didn't vanish completely. In 2009, Steve Wynn lured him out for a special residency at the Encore Theater in Vegas. The deal was perfect for him. He'd play solo acoustic shows on the weekends and could fly home to Oklahoma on his private jet during the week to still be there for his kids. It was a way to keep the music alive without sacrificing his promise. Then, in 2014, when his youngest daughter, Allie, was ready for college, he announced he was coming back. He launched a new world tour, this time with Trisha by his side, and it became the biggest North American tour by a solo artist in history. He hadn't just returned, he'd somehow become bigger than ever. Looking back, the abrupt retirement wasn't so abrupt. It was the culmination of years of personal struggle, a marriage falling apart under the weight of unimaginable fame, and a father's desire to be present in his children's lives. The Chris Gaines project might have been a creative misstep that signaled he needed a break, but the core of it was always about his daughters. He chose them over the roar of the crowd, and in the end, he got both. So, what do you think? Was it the right move at the right time? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments.